peak rivalry, utter chaos, unwarranted violence. Sit back, relax, and let's relive the good old days of El Clásico. The year was 2010. Barcelona and Real Madrid embarked on an unprecedented period in their rivalry. It was thrilling and exhausting, beautiful and ugly, a brief period when the world's biggest rivalry reached some of its highest and lowest points in its history. At the time, Pep Guardiola was on his way to turning the Catalans into arguably the greatest club side in history. Barcelona won the treble in his first season in 2009, and Lionel Messi had won his first Ballon d'Or later that year at 22 years old. Jose Mourinho had just arrived at Madrid with a simple objective: take down Guardiola and Barcelona. Mourinho had the experience. His Inter Milan side beat Barcelona in the Champions League in 2010 en route to a treble, the first and only for an Italian side, and he had history with Barcelona. He coached under Bobby Robson there early in his career and wanted the job before it was given to Guardiola. Under these two coaches, Barcelona and Madrid took their rivalry beyond anyone's wildest dreams. They represented two extremes engaging in a showdown for football's soul. Barcelona were relentless, passing, moving, and reinventing our understanding of football before our very eyes, with its starting lineup filled with La Masia graduates. Real Madrid were an immaculately designed vehicle of riches, boasting the most expensive player in the world in Cristiano Ronaldo. After Barcelona's 5-0 thrashing of Madrid at Camp Nou in November 2010, and a match Mourinho called the biggest defeat of his career, Sergio Ramos was sent off late in the game, a preview of what would come in the future. Mourinho knew that Real Madrid couldn't beat Barcelona purely on footballing terms, despite having the likes of Ronaldo, Karim Benzema, Angel Di Maria, Mesut Ozil and Kaká at his disposal. Mourinho knew that to succeed, he would have to take Madrid to a far darker place. The period between April 16, 2011 and May 3, 2011 was, and most likely will always be, the closest football will get to an NBA Finals playoff series. 4 Clásicos will be played in the space of 18 days, 1 La Liga matchup, a Copa del Rey final, and 2 legs in the Champions League semi-final. El Clásico had already become the biggest club fixture in the world prior to this period, but these 4 matches elevated it to something else entirely. The first of the 4 matches was a dull La Liga match that ended in a 1-1 draw. Real Madrid won the next game 4 days later in the Copa del Rey final, thanks to a Ronaldo header in extra time at the Mestalla Stadium in Valencia, a neutral site with fans from both teams in attendance. It was arguably the most relentless game of the series, with a cacophony of boos, jeers, chants and cheers for 120 minutes. Mourinho had his win, and Real Madrid had their Copa del Rey trophy. Then came the Champions League first leg, and that's when all hell broke loose. Guardiola stepped into his pre-match press conference and launched into a composed but vicious tirade directed at Mourinho.
En esta sala, él es el puto jefe, el puto amo, es el que más sabe del mundo, y yo no quiero ni competir ni un instante. Solo recuerdo que hemos estado juntos 4 años.
Barca won the game 2-0, and Mourinho was sent off, along with Barcelona reserve goalkeeper Jose Manuel Pinto, who was punished for his part in a bench-clearing brawl between both squads. After the game, it was Mourinho's turn to fire back. He launched into another tirade, accusing the referees of bias in favour of Barcelona.
Termina mi carrera hoy. Y como no puedo decir lo que siento, dejo solo una pregunta que espero que un día... ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué? No sé si es la publicidad a UNICEF, no sé si es el poder del señor Villar en UEFA, no sé si son muy simpáticos, no sé. El orgullo con todo el respeto por nuestro mundo, que es el fútbol, que algunas veces me da un poco me da un poco de asco vivir en este mundo y ganar mi vida en este mundo, pero es nuestro mundo.
Before taking aim at Guardiola. He is a fantastic coach, but I have won 2 Champions Leagues. He has won 1 Champions League, and that is one that would embarrass me. The 2 sides would draw the return leg, and Barcelona celebrated its place in the final. Those 4 Clásicos in 18 days poured fuel on an already heated and rich rivalry, steeped in sport, politics, and then set it alight and turbocharged it beyond recognition. The animosity didn't fade after those 18 days. Their next meeting, less than 4 months later in the Spanish Super Cup, showed that the anger had not subsided. Deep into stoppage time of the second leg, Madrid fullback Marcelo hacked down Cesc Fabregas right in front of the team benches. Both benches cleared. Marcelo was shown a straight red, and the customary brawl between players, coaches and subs ensued. It was a pretty shocking display of brutal hostility, and it was about to get worse. During the melee, Mourinho, unprovoked, walked up behind Barcelona assistant Tito Vilanova and hooked a finger into his eye. As Vilanova pushed him away, Mourinho raised his chin and gave a defiant smirk. The season hadn't even yet fully begun. That era of Clásicos seemed to exhaust both clubs. Guardiola would leave in 2012, tired and drained. Mourinho would leave not long after, his reputation taking hits that he never truly recovered from. It was as if it broke everyone involved. Madrid broke Mourinho, Mourinho kind of broke Guardiola, and Barcelona and Real Madrid kind of broke each other. Real Madrid secured La Décima a couple years later and won another 3 Champions Leagues between 2016 and 2018. Barcelona added another treble in 2015. But, as we all know, neither really got over that era of insane Clásicos. It was, for them, the best of times, and also for us, the most thrilling of times. The good old days.